I told you can't trust these. Now Puffy done kill Tupac, man.
Went on stage last year and said this.
Maybe I said it because he got Tupac.
You know, and I know, that everyone believes that Diddy was involved in both these shootings and had a direct involvement in your brother's death. That is what the streets have said for 27 years. That's why 50 Cent said it. That's why Eminem has said similar stuff. Would you be comfortable saying that you believe Diddy had nothing to do with it?
No, I wouldn't be comfortable saying that because I don't know. If you look at all the theories, the theory involving him is quite high on the list.
Rod, any comments? Any comments on the trial so far? The opening statement?
He's having his day.
He's having his day?
He's having his day. We trust the justice system.
Thank you, sir.
God is good.
Netflix's latest docuseries once again revisits the death of Tupac Shakur, this time turning the spotlight back onto Sean P. Diddy Combs.
That claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Pac? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah,
In Sean Combs, The Reckoning, filmmakers examine Diddy's life leading up to his arrest, charting his rise to the top of hip-hop. The series explores his tangled relationship with Tupac, which Tupac's cousin William Lassane described as strained. Interviewees claim both men were pulled into the East Coast, West Coast feud, and some allege that Diddy was connected to violent incidents targeting Tupac, including the 1996 Las Vegas shooting that killed him.
We heard from the former president of Bad Boy, Kirk Burroughs, who alleged during this time, Diddy had him hiring a whole bunch of people and getting cars to drive to Las Vegas. And he is now very curious into why Diddy wanted to do this. And he said, in his opinion, he now believes that Diddy was behind taking out.
William didn't hold back. He said Puff felt deeply threatened by Tupac, especially as an executive who needed an artist to make money, only for that artist to challenge him. William also urged viewers to reconsider the facts surrounding Tupac's 1994 shooting in New York. Puff is right there, he said. Pac gets shot under your watch. The real question is who knew he was coming. Gene Deal has similarly stated that Diddy felt dangerously threatened by Tupac, almost to the point of obsession.
Puff took Tupac blueprint and changed Biggs and Bad Boy in image. I get around, talked about how fly you was, how many girls you mess with, how many cars you drive, how much money you got, what you willing to do. He took his image. Pac was the first one on the scene wearing Versace shirts. He went and got the same Versace shirts Pac had. Which, all right, some dudes would do that. You would never catch me wearing something else, something that somebody else got. He was knocking down all the women that he thought Pac was knocking down. And what I mean is having sex with them. Why would you want to have sex with women you know for sure a dude that was once cool with you was dealing with?
Beyond William, Tupac's brother Mopreem has also emphasized that Diddy should be investigated in connection to Tupac's murder.
And saying that you want to see how serious the Vegas PD is going to take this case. Because Keefy D is people that he name dropped that you want to see if they're going to investigate?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm curious to see how they plan to deal with the case, because he, in his own admissions, mentions other people. You know, are they going to say what happened to these people? Yes, Puffy being one of them. I don't know where that's going to lead, but I do believe there were accomplices. And I don't think all of them have been looked at. So, you know, because over the years, you know, it's a lot of years, you know, amongst the family, we talk, we want to figure it out too. We thinking certain things too. So, you know, we're waiting to see if we can trust this process. I feel like it's bigger because I haven't heard anything about that part of the story from the prosecutor's office. I haven't heard anything about Puffy from the prosecutor's office, even though Keefe D implicates him on these videos that they claim they're using to indict him. Even you got a Crip affiliate from somewhere, but you still not gonna talk about the guy that he mentions by name on the thing. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's exhausting. You know, or you know, I'm waiting to see how far they go, because that's what everybody's talking about. That's what everybody's talking about. What about Puffy? You know, so it would be weird that the prosecutor's office wouldn't know and address it. That's why I don't know whether to trust this shit or not. You know?
Mopreem later revealed that on his deathbed, Tupac was trying to tell him something important before he passed.
Tupac condition, because you got so many conflicting stories, right? You got some people that say that, you know, Tupac was moving in the hospital, he was, you know, talking in the hospital, but you being there, from your point of view, how was Tupac condition?
By the time I got there, remember I was coming from LA, so by the time I got there, he had tubes in his throat, in his nose, in his mouth, so he ain't talked to me, not verbally. He was conscious. He was trying to talk. He did want to talk, but he didn't actually verbalize any words. I always, you know, that's one of my, gonna be one of the biggest mysteries in my life, because he was trying to tell me something. He was trying so hard. He was shaking the bed. He was looking at me, you know, with his big old eyes, you know, and I know he was trying to tell me something, but I don't know.
Something else I want to ask you, because I think it would be appropriate before we get off the Vegas thing, last thing, because I know I did an interview with Napoleon, and they all gave me their reasons why Afeni pulled the plug because of his condition, but I mean, it would be more appropriate since you was his brother. Afeni, her decision to pull the plug on him, from your point of view, what made her pull the plug, respectfully?
Because he had already flatlined a couple of times. And she didn't want him to keep going through that. I think it was like twice before she, you know, let him go. And that's reasonable. You know what I mean? When I was, you know, when I found out, you know, I could live with it more, you know.
Kirk Burroughs, co-founder of Bad Boy, also raised suspicions. He said, "I think Sean, now that I'm older and see things more clearly, had a lot to do with Tupac's death." Tension had been building long before Las Vegas. According to William, there was already this energy between Pac and Puff. Puff wanted to work with Pac on business, but Pac wasn't interested. He was focused on Biggie. At the time, Diddy was managing the notorious B.I.G., whose career was rising fast. Tupac even mentored Biggie early on. That's why Tupac was invited to Quad Studios on November 30th, 1994, for a session with Little Sean. But when he arrived, he was ambushed, robbed, and shot 5 times. Diddy, Biggie, and a music executive were in the building. Tupac later accused them of helping set him up. When asked directly if he believed Diddy was involved, Tupac replied, "I believe so."
Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. Right. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. Right. I wouldn't say things that I knew, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. Right. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. Right. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you seen what I said in the Vibe article. I basically bowed out and was going to go ahead about my life. The next issue, that wasn't even the next issue because them cowards waited about 4 issues before they got their story together. 4 issues later, half of New Yorkers commenting on me getting shot. And before, they was all like, we didn't see nothing. In the first issue, we did, Vibe viewers. Nobody seen shit. The 4th issue, when they came back with a reply, everybody knew what I did. They knew what I said. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bullet. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work. They found the bullet. Oh, you found the bullet, huh? So what is this other shit in me then? What was the doctors talking about? What? Can you explain these other holes in me? How'd I get gunpowder all over me? That insulted my intelligence. So yes, I did say Thug Life was there. Yes, I bowed out, all of that. But when they said that, they breathed new.
Diddy strongly denied it. Neither Biggie nor myself had anything to do with Tupac being robbed, he said publicly. However, Gene Deal claimed this was a lie and insisted Diddy always intended to eliminate Pac at Quad Studios, using Jimmy henchmen to set the plan in motion.
Tupac was going to get robbed at Quad Studios?
Well, I don't think I'm not going to say he knew exactly he was going to get robbed, but he knew he was going to get dealt with. Because he was up there with Andre Harrell and he was with Jimmy Henchman. And even though I think Pac may have owed Jimmy some money or he was being disrespectful with Jimmy, and Jimmy ain't the type of dude that you was going to be disrespectful for because he had some real wolves. And Jimmy was about it himself. You know what I mean? So now, in that essence, Puff is up there in the office with him. They know they about to deal with Pac. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the extent that Jimmy told him what they was going to do to Pac or he's going to get dealt with or whatever like that. But I know Puff had a whiff of what was going on.
Years later, in 2011, Dexter Isaac admitted he was one of the shooters that night, claiming he acted under orders from Jimmy Henchman, the same music executive who had been at the studio with Diddy and Biggie.
On it. You know that he had another bracelet with like a bicycle chain and with charms on it, right? Should I say that? All right, he had the diamond chain on with the chain with diamonds at each length going through it. Right, he had a big stone on the diamond ring and a smaller stone, one for $35,000 and the one for $20,000. All right, so even Stretch that did this shit, I took his bracelet too, and changed it and put his name, my man's name on it, and took off the name on it. So motherfuckers claiming that this. Even
so hold on, homie.
Claimed that he was Tupac's stepdaddy. Wrote me and wanted me to have my people meet him and give him back the chain and shit. Talking about some redemption. Shit. You know, them niggas ain't had it, man.
So hold on, hey Dex. So that day that happened, November 30th, 1994. It wasn't just Tupac and Freddie Nichols. Stretch was with them too.
Stretch was with them too. Yeah, Stretch set the whole shit up. He was in cahoots. He was giving us play-by-play where they was at. On their way there, he was in communication with Jimmy and shit. You know, Jimmy promised them two big eggs and shit.
Wow. So he sold Pac out for a quarter brick, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And
Killboy too.
Wow. Yeah. They got.
Jimmy Henchman, however, vehemently denied any involvement.
The first time I went to your office, there was a big frame picture, photograph on one of your walls, and it had Tupac on it wearing a Henchman Entertainment t-shirt. Now, a few years ago, there was a guy named Dexter Isaac that came forward who claimed that you were connected to the Tupac shooting. Do you have anything to say about that?
No, 100%. I've never ducked from answering any Tupac questions, which I could understand if I don't know how Quad Studio morphed into, like I was in Vegas and was part of the shooters that actually ended in his demise. Now, let me say, me and Tupac were friends. And me and him were friends. I had nothing against Tupac. I liked him. He was younger than me. I'm sure that he looked up to me. There's many moments that me and Pac had that were very intimate, where he talked to me about things that he was afraid of, or things that he loved to do, and all of those kind of things. Here it is, you have a prosecutor, and you have a guy who's in jail for life. When they pulled Dexter down to interview him in regards to what he knew about me and Tupac and so on and so forth, I have no doubt at this point that Dexter probably was the guy or one of the assailants on Tupac. But Dexter's story just doesn't make sense. Dexter tells a story that I wanted a ring for my fiance, and so I tell him to get the diamond ring from Tupac so I can give it to my fiance, and so on and so forth. He tells this magical story. The only person that can believe such a story is Todd Kaminsky, who was the prosecutor who was trying to make something out of nothing.
William Lesane says that everything revealed since has made him reconsider the entire situation. He argues it's easy to see why someone like Puff would want someone like Pac out of the picture. As tensions between coasts escalated, Diddy and Biggie released Who Shot Ya, which Tupac saw as a direct insult. Pac responded with the explosive hit, I'm Up. Diddy later admitted he feared things could end in bloodshed. The documentary also features Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, now on trial for Tupac's 1996 murder. In a 2008 proffer session, where statements aren't automatically used against you, Keefe told investigators he had spoken with Diddy several times before the shooting and claimed Diddy was linked to the South Side Crips.
And just to make it clear, man, when Puffy came to LA, you used to give him protection, right? From the South Side Crips, because he was scared of Suge Knight?
It speaks for itself, my brother. He was playing chess, and I guess we was playing checkers, cuz.
So he was really scared of Suge Knight like that, yo?
That's what it looked. That's what it sounded like. Yeah. Yeah.
Keefe said he was scared to death. He also claimed that after Hit, I'm Up was released, Diddy became even more direct. According to Keefe, Diddy said, "Man, I would get rid of them dudes. It's going to be a problem." Keefe told police Diddy offered a $1 million bounty for both men.
I actually said there was a story about a hit.
Right.
Okay. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so there's Keefe D claims that there is this ongoing conversation. It happens on 3 different occasions, but most specifically when he and Puffy are at this place called Greenblatt's Deli on Sunset. And they're there. Things have spiraled out of control. Puffy's really concerned about, the welfare of his safety. And he tells Keefe D, man, I just need you to take care of this situation with Suge and Tupac. It's out of control. Tupac's on vinyl talking about killing all of our kids when they grow up. And, it's just become this really serious conflict. And he says, I just need you to take care of him. And Keefe D's like, that's no problem. That's what we do. And so an agreement was made, according to Keefe D, for an amount of money. And they kind of just let it go at that point in time. But of course, Keefe D knows in the back of his mind, this is what Puffy wants done. And they all end up out in Las Vegas. Suge's out there.
Before you say that, there's a couple things I want to talk about for Vegas. So when you say that Keefe got offered an amount of money, according to him, was there a dollar amount?
Yeah, so there was a dollar amount. But I think that, the nuances of this conversation are that, like, man, I'll give you $1 million, whatever it takes. It's like exaggerated speech. But of course, when we interview Keefe D, he's like, yeah, that's what the agreed amount was, $1 million.
So according to Keefe, he's claiming that Puffy offered him $1 million to kill Suge or Tupac?
Both of them.
Both.
Yeah, both their names came up. And according to Keefe D, he says, Tupac's put himself on the list by all the talking that he was doing. But it was really about Suge because it was Suge's muscle that Puffy was.
There have also long been rumors that Diddy may have been involved in Biggie's death as well.
That Diddy paid him $1 million to try to take out Tupac and Suge Knight. Investigators early on already zeroed in on Keefy D because he is the uncle of Orlando Anderson, who was the main suspect in Tupac's unaliving. During this time, they believe that Keefy D was also in Vegas, and this is things that we have heard him say over the years in his multiple interviews, and one reason why he's on trial for the unaliving of Tupac. But then investigators really started to get curious when they found out that Keefy D was at the Peterson Museum the night that Biggie was unalived. Back in 1997, at the height of this investigation, police actually raided Keefy D's house for gang activity, and they seized one of the vehicles that were at his house because it matched the Chevy Impala description of the person who drove away after Biggie was unalived.
Keefy D was a shot caller for the Southside Crips and the uncle of Orlando Anderson. It was determined that Keefy D had been in Las Vegas along with his nephew, Orlando, the night Tupac was shot. Additionally, Keefy D's name had come up in the original Biggie investigation when it was discovered that he was at the party at the Peterson and he had access to a Chevy Impala.
After Tupac was shot, there was rumors on the street that Bad Boy Records owed the Southside Crips $1 million.
After seizing Keefy D's vehicle and raiding his house for gang activity, this is when investigators would first try to question Keefy D if he had any involvement in Biggie's unaliving. And at this point in time, he really didn't talk, and he told them that they were barking up the...
Kirk Burrows pointed out several suspicious details from the night Tupac was shot, including the fact that the group traveled in separate cars to the Mike Tyson fight just before the shooting. Keef also claims Diddy called him afterward and was happy as hell, allegedly saying he would get paid, though Keef insists the money never came. Diddy denies all accusations, including any connection to Tupac's death, and Las Vegas police say he has never been considered a suspect. Still, people close to both artists insist the animosity between Diddy and Tupac ran far deeper than most realized. One of Tupac's exes even claimed Pac knew Diddy had been intimate with another man at a party, something she believes Diddy resented him for.
That's a similar story to what I heard from somebody that I know is not, I know she's not lying because she had no reason to lie. First, she told me she saw somebody doing something to him. And she walked in and she thought, he didn't, he never said nothing. He didn't even acknowledge her. So she's thinking she's under the radar. Next thing, she's hanging out in Miami and, she comes back and says she don't know what happened and she woke up. And so,
What did she say she saw?
Someone giving him head. That's as far as I'll go. And then you could do the math.
Were they famous? Did she say they were famous?
Oh, no, they wasn't famous. They was an assistant working with her. Yeah. So.
An assistant. I want to guess, but I'm not.
She didn't tell me who no, it's not somebody that you would know. It was somebody that, she came there. She worked doing photography and, some type of media work where they shot ads and things like that. They were there to work and she walked in the wrong bathroom and caught the wrong thing.
Oh, wow.
So, if she got drugged, it probably was some videotapes made to tell her to shut the hell up and don't repeat what she saw.
The docuseries doesn't only revisit Tupac's death, it also raises questions about Diddy's relationship with Biggie, suggesting it may not have been as genuine as Diddy portrayed. Those closest to Biggie say the truth was very different.
Pearls, I want to go back to this interview that he did with Rolling Stone. He said that Diddy, he was jealous of the relationship between Tupac and Big. And he also went on to say that Diddy, he wanted to be friends with Tupac, but Tupac wasn't interested.
Diddy and Tupac was friends at first, bro. I remember the time me and Diddy rolled up to Pac in, I think it's what's the name of that club? The Roxy. There was some kind of concert going on and they was talking and everything. They had a friendship. I don't know why their friendship fell out. Their friendship was before before Biggie and Pop. So I don't know why they fell out. I know every girl that Tupac had, Puff wanted and got. So did he have jealousy? Yeah, he had a jealousy of Pac. But I think that it was more so that he knew Big was the meal ticket. And that Pac wanted Big to be with him with Thug Life, but he didn't have the money at the time. And when Big got the money from Puff, Pac gave him the blessings to go with him, but he also told Big that he had to watch Puff because Puff was gonna rob him blind.
So you believe Kirk Burroughs when he say that, you know, Diddy, he was jealous of the relationship between Tupac and Big?
I don't know if I could say he was jealous with his relationship with Big. He didn't like Pac. It's something that happened between Pac and him that he didn't like it.
Ultimately, the documentary suggests that not only might Diddy bear responsibility for Tupac's death, but he may also have played a role in Biggie's. Do you think he should be investigated? Share your thoughts in the comments below.